Welcome to Inside Games Digest, the only channel brave enough to talk yet again about the Microsoft Activision Blizzard merger and Sony big time mad. They want to watch the whole world burn.
They're being so salty right now. They actually said, this is what Sony said, I just want to block your merger.
This is a weird story because corporate diplomacy is a weird thing where no one's allowed to actually say what they want. So when they do, it all seems like a huge deal. But yeah, at least it's coming out. Yeah, this revelation comes from an Activision executive who accused Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan of refusing to even consider an agreement that would keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for the next 10 years.
Yeah, this is from Activision Executive Vice President of Corporate Affairs Lulu Maservi, who has been very outspokenly pro-merger in the past, especially for a kind of a garden variety executive. She has been very loud and going after Sony, and it has been fantastic.
Yeah, it's been really great. She said that in a closed door meeting last month. Jim Ryan said, quote, I don't want a new Call of Duty deal. I want to block your merger.
And they've been trying everything. Honestly though, really, it's not looking great for Sony, despite them pulling out all the stops here. One of the big regulators, the European Commission, is now likely to approve the deal after they were won over by Microsoft's willingness to offer licensing deals to rivals.
Yeah, and that's a big domino to fall. We've got the UK's Competition and Markets Authority. They've been skeptical of the merger, but they're going to make a final decision in April. And then, of course, the big trial that pits Microsoft versus the US Federal Trade Commission over the merger, that's expected to start in August. Yeah, I think this is a real sign that Sony's just leaning on, hopefully, the regulators making a call in their favor.
Up next, more about Microsoft. Microsoft says it can run Warzone and Modern Warfare 2 on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay, I guess you can call anything Warzone and Modern Warfare 2 and it counts. I don't know. Yeah, this is again on the Microsoft and Activision Blizzard merger tick. You might recall that they recently signed a 10-year agreement to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo platforms.
Yeah, that was a big deal because one of Sony's major issues, allegedly, is due to their access to Call of Duty.
Yeah, but one of the questions when it comes to Nintendo, can Call of Duty actually run on the Switch or what?
Hey, if Doom Eternal can run on it, right? Anything can. And Microsoft seems to think so. They say yes.
In a response to regulators in the UK, Microsoft says it is confident it can make games like Modern Warfare 2 run natively on the Switch.
Microsoft claims that because Warzone, quote, supports PC hardware with GPU cards that were released as far back as 2015, there's no reason it can't optimize the 200-player Battle Royale work on the Switch.
They wrote that, quote, the Activision development team has a long history of optimizing game performance for available hardware capabilities.
They also cited Apex Legends, Doom Eternal, like we said, Fortnite, and Crysis 3 as similar titles that have been successfully ported to the Switch using, quote, standard techniques, and they have all run great. No problems at all.
And they're all video games from 2023. Oh, wait, no, they're not. They also wrote that, quote, the parties are confident that in addition to Warzone, COD buy-to-play titles, like COD Modern Warfare 2, can be optimized to run on the Nintendo Switch in a timely manner using standard techniques. There you go.
This next story isn't quite so timely. Suicide Squad has been delayed again after its reveal didn't go so well.
Yeah, it looks like a fan backlash has caused Warner Brothers to again delay Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This is a story that could run every 6 months.
Yeah, for every video game. You might remember that the Arkham series spin-off was supposed to launch on May 26th, but now Bloomberg reports that it's been bumped and is now scheduled to release at some point later this year.
Yeah, this most recent delay comes after a pretty rough fan backlash after gameplay was finally shown in Sony's most recent State of Play.
Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reports that the game's delay, though, is mostly for polish, not to overhaul the core gameplay that caused the backlash.
So Battle Pass still in. They're not going to change that. He also added, quote, Suicide Squad started off as a game as a service and will remain one short of a complete reboot, which would require a much longer delay.
Yeah, of course. You can't change an entire game in 3 months.
Yeah.
This is just bug fix and stuff like that. It might also have been a tactical decision. Schreier notes that the delay also moves Suicide Squad out of a crowded release window that currently includes the new Zelda, Diablo 4, and Final Fantasy games.
I don't blame them. Yeah, I would have bumped it too. As we said, this has not been the first time Suicide Squad has been delayed. Last year, Rocksteady bumped it out of 2022 for a spring 2023 release, so we will see if they stick with this newest date. Don't hold your breath.
Up next, in news that we all already knew, Square Enix says Forspoken sales were bad.
Oh, poor Forspoken. All of our favorite characters like
Cuff,
Frey,
Uh-huh.
Anyway, it looks like sales of Forspoken were not great. Square Enix said in a recent earnings report that Forspoken sales were lackluster.
Yeah, they alluded to the middling reviews of the game, which they said have been challenging. They wrote that in a recent report.
They tried to put a good spin on things, though, saying that, quote, the game has also received positive feedback on its action features, which it was kind of fun, including its parkour and combat capabilities. So it has yielded results that will lead to improvement of our development capabilities of other games in the future.
Sure, yeah. Parts of it work, so we can use those in better games.
Yeah.
Yeah, a game with some good features, also got some good reviews, mostly so-so. Its PC version is currently at a 63 on Metacritic. That's a pretty solid, like, A lot of players goofed on its stilted dialogue, though. It was quite a throwback.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of Mass Effect Andromeda and the animations. Like, you sort of saw that before the game released, and it kind of poisoned everything. Apparently, this was a big release this year for Square Enix because those bad sales have dropped Square Enix's net sales and operating income for its current financial year. So they had some stuff riding on it.
Oh, wow. Chief Accounting Officer Atsushi Matsuda told investors during his presentation that any growth for the year, quote, will not be easy, but did say that the pipeline for next year's games is extremely strong.
Yeah, they expected Forspoken to just be a smash hit. I mean, they expect that. They've been expecting that of every sort of like solidly performing game they've released for the last 10 years. But they thought Forspoken was going to be their new like pillar franchise, which is pretty fun when you play it and you think about it from that perspective.
Don't worry, they got lots of great NFTs coming in 2024. They're gonna be fine. All right, let's do an extremely fast review. All right, this is Metroid Fusion. If you liked Metroid Dread and you want to get the backstory, that's this, except GBA graphics. So just temper your expectations, but it's a great game.
All right, let's find out what's coming this week in video games. First up, The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure. The special support section is back with more members and more cases to solve. How will this ragtag group deal with the oncoming threats to Crossbell's political stability while maintaining their team's foundation? Comes out on PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC on March 14th.
And now we got boats. I don't know, every time I see Anno, I just think boats. Anno 1800. Lead the Industrial Revolution. Welcome to the dawn of the Industrial Age. The path you choose will define your world. Are you an innovator or an exploiter? A conqueror or a liberator? How the world remembers your name is up to you. Anno 1800 comes out on the PS5 and the Xbox Series S and X on March 16th.
Post Void is a hypnotic scramble of early first-person shooter design that values speed above all else. Keep your head full and reach the end. Kill what you can to see it mend, get the high score, or try again. It comes to PS4 and Switch March 16th.
Up next, we've got Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon. Is that how you say it, Lawrence? Cereza? Cereza?
I think Cereza.
Cereza.
Yeah, good enough.
Once upon a time, there was a young witch named Cereza, long before this trainee of the dark arts
It's
would come to be
Cereza.
called...
Now that you said it's Cereza,
Oh, it's Cereza? It's Cereza.
I just had to hear it wrong first.
There was a young witch named Cereza. Long before this trainee of the dark arts would come to be called Bayonetta, she took a fateful journey into the forbidden Avalon Forest. Alongside her was Cheshire, her very first demon, possessing Cereza's stuffed toy. Play as both Cereza and Cheshire and search the treacherous forest to look for the power to save Cereza's mother. Comes to the Nintendo Switch March 17th.
Man, bold choice. What if we took Bayonetta, which is about a leggy chick with guns and swords, and made it about a game that has only puzzles and no guns and swords?
Not my Bayonetta.
Maybe. Hey, man, why not? Next up, we got Peppa Pig, World Adventures. This is the big one right here. This is what I'm waiting for. Play in the bigger, wider world of Peppa Pig and bring your family into the story. Make pizza in Italy, walk on Hollywood Boulevard, climb the Eiffel Tower, and more on your world tour. Create your own unique and dazzling family home and discover more characters, quests, and fun than ever before. Peppa Pig World Adventures comes out on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Switch, and PC on March 17th.
I had to throw that in. My 4-year-old's a huge fan, so she's going to be very excited. All right, that is all the news we've got for you this week, guys. I hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you very much to all our Patreon supporters. We'll see you soon.